North Korea says projectile it test fired early Tuesday was a hypersonic missile. Pyongyang says a test verified the maneuverability of the missile, which hit its designated target over 1,000 kilometers away at sea. Missile is said to have reached its top speed of Mach 10. That's 10 times the speed of sound. It was first launched in over a year. It was the first launch in over a year to be witnessed by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The launch was the second in less than a week, signaling the country's drive to modernize its military. Pyongyang insists such tests are for self-defense in the face of Washington's hostile policies, sanctions, and joint military drills with South Korea. Joining us from Niagara is Jason Unruhe, now political commentator, for more on the story. Hello, Jason. Hope you're safe and doing well out there. Your thoughts on the North Koreans, man, getting very, very high-tech and sophisticated with their missiles?
Yes, this actually is, if it's everything that they say it is, it's a significant advancement. Right now, the fastest missile that is in even development is the Roma, the joint deal between Russia and India, which goes Mach 5 to 7. And that's the fastest thing that there is now, and that's not to be tested until 2024. So if the DPRK really has a Mach 10 ballistic missile, this is something significant. This is something that the United States would not be able to counter. We saw previously with the hypersonic missiles tested by China, the missile was able to go all the way around the world and then hit its target without the United States even being able to detect it. And this has been a long-running criticism that many people inside the U.S., particularly within the political establishment, have had, is that the U.S. has fallen behind in terms of missile technology. Now, getting a missile to go Mach 10 in itself is not really an achievement. That can be done. The question is the sophistication of the targeting system, the guidance system that's on the missile that is able to keep it on course going at that speed. People who are launched from Earth to space stations go faster than that missile, but they're not doing the same calculations. They're just vaguely shooting towards the sky and then steering once gravity no longer has its primary effect. So it's very significant here, this technology, that if it's able to actually guide a missile at that speed, is certainly very significant, and a lot of people have cast doubt on this because this is such a monumental leap, and it's coming from a country with so many disadvantages as the DPRK has, that many are suggesting that it was a joint cooperation effort actually with China, which may or may not be true. At this point, there is no evidence of any collusion between the two countries for the development of the missile. But if this missile is everything that the DPRK says it is, and it has the targeting and guidance capability that it has, then it has, frankly, surpassed everything else that's on the market.
Interesting stuff, Jason. And do you think it's a game changer? We saw kind of, a flirtatious back and forth between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump. A lot of people felt there was some serious prospect there for them to sit down and really make something of the multiple chances they had at their so-called summits they had together. But basically nothing really came to fruition out of that. Do you think we'll see something different now as Pyongyang gets more sophisticated with its arsenal?
I think that's definitely the case here. If the DPRK has made this monumental leap in missile technology, that is something the U.S. cannot ignore. Now, the U.S., for the most part, has been able to ignore any advancements because they were still significantly smaller than what the U.S. has. But when it comes to missile technology, the U.S. is lagging behind. The main thing the U.S. wants to do is counter any DPRK deterrent from invasion. Now, if this missile is everything, then they would not be able to counter it. The current available anti-missile technology in the United States is not capable of stopping it. And that's very serious. It's something the United States is going to have to pay attention to, because this has always been a game of trying to suppress the DPRK, but the DPRK has always insisted a part of its Juche on gun policy is to make it so that it is not advantageous to actually invade the country, make the cost of invading them worth more than they would get out of it. And for them to make this kind of leap, the United States is not going to be able to ignore this one.
All right, but stay safe. Always a pleasure to check in with you. Jason Unruhe, their political commentator, joining us out of Niagara.